In need of some peace and quiet? Sleepy Somondoco is the place to go. Bucolic bliss, the rural idyll. Like anything that refers to perfection, the reality is different. Nothing in this world is perfect. What we strive for is to have as many positives as possible in whatever it is we're doing or wherever we're going, both mentally and physically. What these positives are depend on the individual. When it comes to a break from the routine, a getaway, what works wonders for one may be a bore for another. My needs for any escape from Bogotá are minimal. A lot of the time, I simply have a desire to leave. The destination is almost of secondary importance. As long as there's a fairly cheap hotel room and quietish countryside to wander about, I'm usually content. If it's a warm weather location, having a cleanish watercourse of some description nearby in which one can bathe in peace whilst taking in some sun is a nice bonus. To varying degrees, most towns within a 200-kilometre radius of Bogotá meet these rather undemanding requirements. Of course, no matter how cosy and quiet your setting may be, at some stage loud music will trump tranquility. It's practically a rule that where there's a human settlement in Colombia, there are oversized speakers, and there's almost always a crazy canine or two to contend with when out and about, saying nothing of the crazy human folk. Such drawbacks were, mercifully, in short supply in the town of Somondoco in the southeast of Colombia's Boyacá department, my default go-to department over the last few years. Okay, it could be said that it has few pull factors, that it hasn't anything particularly appealing to make it stand out from the many other similar Andean towns. That's not fully true. For one, it has the impressive Santuario del Santo Cristo del Cerro de Somondoco. Easy for me to say. This ornate, in-renovation chapel sits at an altitude of 2,300 metres, offering views of the neighbouring towns of Guachatá, Guateque, Sutatenza, La Capilla, Macanal and Almeida. The landscape obscures somewhat the view of Somondoco itself, some 600 metres below. The trek up from the town to the hilltop chapel takes about 2 hours, a nice way to sweat out any bodily impurities. A swift walk down into the Somondoa River Valley and back up to the town of Guachatá, 10 kilometres west of Somondoco, also gets the body working, as well as allowing one to take in the scenic Andean countryside in relative serenity. While I only stayed a couple of hours in Guachatá, it seemed a little livelier, in a fun way that is, than Somondoco. More importantly, it has at least one cafe that makes decent coffee. Somondoco is unfortunately still stuck in the Greca era. The brews available there are ordinary at best. On a quirkier note, Guachatá has been home to 2 Guinness World Records. It still holds the title for the world's heaviest mango, and in 2014 it was registered as having the longest line of flowers ever recorded, a spectacle that can be seen each year in celebration of Corpus Christi. This latter record has since been beaten. Surely the townsfolk will look to bloom big again in the coming years to win back their flower power? Back in Somondoco, while it won't win any world record for this, the well-kept modern Hotel Real Somondoco, no, I'm not pronouncing that wrong, it is Somondoco, not Somondoco, is a winner with me, with spacious rooms from 25,000 Colombian pesos per night. So for a small town within a few hours' drive of Bogotá, Somondoco and its surrounds have many plus points for me. Quiet, affordable, and with a few self-guided treks to traipse. If someone in the town would only ditch those Grecas and learn how to make decent coffee. Nothing, though, is perfect after all.